Good morning, viewers. Welcome to ST Money's Morning News, your weekday business news channel. It's Wednesday morning, December 4, 2024, and I'm your host, Sunil Thakker of Sunny Talks Money. Let's roll. A rally that drove stocks to a series of all time highs showed signs of exhaustion, with investors awaiting this week's key jobs report and Jerome Powell's remarks for clues on whether Federal Reserve officials will cut interest rates in December. Equities struggled to make much headway following an over $11 trillion surge in the US equity benchmark this year that sent the gauge near overbought levels. With a negligible gain on Tuesday, the index notched its 55th record in 2024. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq eked out record closing highs on Tuesday, with tech-related shares extending recent gains as investors awaited further jobs data and with investors growing more confident that the Federal Reserve is heading towards an interest rate cut in 2 weeks. The Dow finished slightly lower. The S&P 500 little change at 6,049, up 3 points. The Nasdaq 100 added 0.3% to close at 19,480, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average slid 0.2% to 44,705. The S&P 500 has advanced 5.7% in November as former U.S. President Donald Trump recaptured the White House in the November 5th election, and his Republican Party swept both houses of Congress. The index is up roughly 27% for the year to date. Newly released economic data pointed to a solid labor market. Job openings in the US increased in October, bucking a trend of falling vacancies for most of the past 2 years, the Labor Department said in its latest jobs report and labor turnover survey. Investors will pay close attention to the US monthly employment report on Friday. They're also keen to see other data this week, including a November reading of private payrolls and the Institute for Supply Management Services report, which will pave the way for another rate cut later this month. Shares of Amazon rose. The company announced a new slate of artificial intelligence platforms known as foundation models at its annual AWS conference. Shares of Tesla eased after the data showed the automaker's sales of China made electric vehicles fell 4.3% year on year to 78,856 in November. In late hours, Salesforce Incorporated climbed as its solid revenue boosted hopes. The much hyped strategy for artificial intelligence products will lift financial results. Marvell Technology Incorporated jumped on a bullish outlook. In other trading session in Tuesday's session, the 10-year Treasury yield inched higher, settling at 4.221%. Yields fell in early trading with traders seeking safe assets after the declaration of martial law in South Korea, but they turned upward after the jobs opening data. Bitcoin prices hovered around the $96,000 mark, little change from Monday and off about 3.6% from their recent all-time high. Brent crude futures, the global oil benchmark, rose 2.5% to $73.62 a barrel ahead of this week's OPEC Plus meeting. West Texas Intermediate crude rose 2.8% to $69.98 a barrel, and spot gold rose 0.1% to $2,642 an ounce. Key events this week: U.S. factory orders, U.S. durable goods, Fed's Jerome Powell speaks on, and the Fed Beige Book all today. U.S. initial jobless claims tomorrow, and on Friday, U.S. jobs report and consumer sentiment. That's it for today, folks. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. In the meantime, let us know in the comment section what are your thoughts for the market today. Happy investing, stay inspired, and remember, it is all about money.